this morning was eventful. I was going to record it, show like a morning in the life. So it is 8:26. We woke up this morning and one of my dogs had diarrhea all over his kennel last night. So when we let him out, he tracked diarrhea literally all over our floor. So I woke up, made my coffee, mopped the floors, vacuumed all of the floors because there was just remnants everywhere. And then I had clothes for my daughter. She got sick at daycare a couple days ago and was puking, so she covered her clothes. So I had to get that in the laundry and get it soaking so it wouldn't stain her stuff. So it's been a great morning. Normally I'm on work by now, but I am going to heat up some leftover casserole, which I'll highly recommend if you're looking for a good breakfast item for you and your kids and to have it ready for the week to serve them in the mornings. But what I do every morning is once everyone is out of the house, I pick up everything from the morning, whether that's breakfast, stuff left over from making lunches, whatever I can do, put dishes away. So let's get this thing started.
I've been contemplating all my time. My thoughts make me tired, just running through my mind. Wonder if there's peace that I can find, instead of always being on the grind. I need a new purpose, I'm looking for so much more. Don't leave me here searching, you're just what I'm longing for. When times are getting crazy and everything seems hazy, is there some place for safety I could go? Run away into your escape. Run away, you're never too far to run. Run away into your escape.
You're heating up, I recommend after a little bit cutting it all up and then letting it cook additional because all of the middle never gets warm.
Just what I'm longing for. When times are getting crazy
and if you're wondering, I went to go wash my hands and sprayed soap all over me. So in case you're wondering how my morning is going, that is how it's going. Today I only have one meeting. It's about an hour long. It's from 1:30 to 2:30. So basically how I start my days, this is distracting. Let me fix this. Well, I had to completely change because it was very little soap, but apparently it just saturated my shirt. So I went to go put water on it. It just foamed up. So I was like, okay, I should probably wash this before it like stains my shirt. So what I like to do every morning is I like to get on and check my schedule for the day and block off the meetings that I have. So I am just now coming out of my, what I call busy time of work, which is usually the first couple weeks of every month. So I was literally in meetings from 1 until almost 5 last night. All the meetings are starting to light up again until the end of the month. So what I normally always do, even during close, usually, sometimes I just go by what I can do, but I will write down in my planner everything that I have to do and for the day, and then I will block off time or find time within the day that I am going to be able to take a break and be able to get my workout in. So my workouts are usually 30 to 40 minutes, and then I usually just make a smoothie and then work and drink my smoothie because it's just a smoothie. So Today, like I said, I don't have much going on since I was in clothes. I just got out of clothes. We usually work longer hours, and because of that, they are more flexible outside for if you like need to log off a little early to go do some stuff, you can. So like I said, it's not going to be a very busy day today, thank goodness, because your girl was getting worn out. I always feel like when I come out of clothes, I am just so dead. So I am just gonna hopefully be able to breeze through the day, then get stuff done that needs to get done outside of clothes. I know I have a due date today that I need to make sure it gets done and gets reviewed and out. And then hopefully be able to make a Target run because I'm running low on my busy cold brew. So I will put a video in here of how I make my cold brew. I'm trying to make it less sugary just because I'm in this trying to lose weight phase. I just had my third. She's 1.5 years old, and I feel like by her second birthday, I should be able to get where I want to be. So definitely subscribe if you want to follow along on my weight loss journey and how I'm able to get back to where I want to be postpartum. And yeah, so if you see a bunch of toys in the background, it is because we are doing the Dave Ramsey approach, trying to pay off a bunch of debt. And by debt, I just mean we just want to be debt free. So we have like a car loan still and my student loans that we want to get paid off. So right now we are going to sell everything we don't need and put that towards debt. So we're trying to, if you watched my Christmas video, I said we're in the saving phase. So we're basically in the phase of just trying to not spend as much as we can so we can pay stuff off. So a couple things that we've been doing lately is trying not to buy miscellaneous stuff that we don't need, that we don't absolutely need in the moment. We're trying to stick mainly to groceries. We are on day 19 of eating in. So trying not to go out to eat and spend that money. And just really trying to knuckle down and not spend, basically keep a track of all our funds, which we always do. Me being the accountant, I'm always tracking our budget and always looking at that. So if you would be interested in me like sharing our Dave Ramsey journey and paying stuff off and then being able to save for big ticket items like our basement, I would be happy to do that. I know this environment is not great. A lot of people are struggling. And I mean, everything is so expensive these days. So I know it's really hard to be able to do a lot of things. So definitely leave a comment down below if you are here and you would like to see stuff like that. So if you have the LG, you get a notification. Oh my gosh, you can't see that. You get a notification on your watch or your phone when the washer cycle is complete. So if you are new here, I am a full-time working mom. I work from home 100% of the time. So coming from working from home, the issues are that I don't know about anybody else who works from home and you're a mom, so you have kids who make messes all over the house. But if you are working from home and the house is a mess, like I cannot function under those environments. Being in the accounting field, it gets pretty stressful sometimes. So I'm already stressed with work. And so the last thing I want is to be stressed with my home. So I usually always try on weekends to make sure the main level, which is where I work, is picked up and cleaned up, which is why I have my Sunday resets. I have my clean with me's. So definitely go check those videos out. But those are basically what I do every single weekend. I try to do laundry every single weekend so they're not basically getting all stuck up here, because even when I'm coming up and down the stairs to like go to our room or something, I don't want to have to see that mess, because then it makes me want to go put that mess away versus working. So I try to keep the house as picked up as I can and throughout the day, so it makes the nights a little easier and it gives me that time at the end of the night to be able to relax. So those are just little mom tips that I have, which is what this channel is going to be all about. It's just like how we get through motherhood, and if you're working full-time, like not being able to do like YouTube full-time would just not be a thing, because we need that steady income from my job. So I am going to take you along all along on being a mom, being able to keep your house clean while working from home, and also showing up for work the best you can. So definitely stay tuned, hit that subscribe button so you can follow along, and I hope that this channel is helpful for mothers out there struggling to just keep up with everything, feeling discouraged by everything that you have going on. And if you're working from home, just the nuisance of working from home and not being able to like get out, get some air, I will just take you along on how I manage all of that, and that I'm able to keep my sanity intact at the end of the day, kinda. All right, it's now 11:12. I have been working all morning. Ate my breakfast while I was doing work. I'm at a good stopping point. There's nothing that's pertinent that I need to get out. I've been going through a lot of my emails and just cleaning up that, making sure I've been responding to everything I need to. But I had it blocked in my schedule to be doing my workout and my lunch. So one thing that I highly recommend when you are in like a management type role and you struggle with trying to block off time for yourself is to block in your calendar those as meetings. For instance, when I came back to work and I was breastfeeding, I blocked in those time slots within my schedule so no one could book a meeting during those times, so I could ensure that I was able to pump during those times. So one thing that I just kind of learned in the accounting industry and then being so busy during those times is just to make sure that you are giving and allowing yourself that time, which is time that you are allowed to take. So since I didn't have a ton of meetings today and it's a pretty quiet time at work, I didn't necessarily block off my calendar, but for instance, yesterday I did, because I was in back-to-back meetings. So I wanted to make sure that no one was scheduling a meeting during that time. So I am going to go drink some Energize. I drink that depending on how I feel. Lately, we haven't been getting the best of sleep because of my daughter, so I need it today. So let's go get some Energize. So this is about 100 milligrams of caffeine. I use Beachbody's Energize. I just have not been able to find a better pre-workout. So if you know of like a really good clean one, please leave a comment down below and let me know what you may use. I need something that is gluten-free just because I just cannot have gluten. If I do, it really screws up my stomach. So I just try to make sure I stay away from anything that has gluten in it and low on sugars. So this does contain organic cane sugar, but it also has stevia leaf extract. I usually drink this and work some more. It takes usually about 30 minutes to drink this and then let it set in. Sometimes I will just start my workout depending on where I'm running time-wise, but I am gonna drink this until about 11:30 and then probably start working out. smoothie time. So I use coconut water. I get this off of Thrive Market. I fill it about 1 3/4 cups. If I lift, I do creatine to help with muscle soreness. Be Well by Kelly's protein powder. Brazil nuts. Met jeweled dates to give it some sweetness, since this is unflavored beef protein isolate. Pumpkin seeds, chia seeds, flax seeds, frozen organic mixed berries, spinach. Make sure you pit them if you don't buy them pitted. Super easy. I do two Brazil nuts. Pumpkin seeds I don't really measure. It's about good. Chia seeds and flax seeds I do measure. I do 1 tablespoon of each. And then what I'm going to do is I am going to blend all of this and then add in the protein later. Gonna add some cinnamon, just a little bit, maybe a teaspoon. Ground ginger for inflammation and detoxification. Turmeric. So it looks like this. And then my 1 scoop of creatine. Oh my gosh, every time. Scoop of Be Well by Kelly. I will link this all down below my description box. So when you go to blend this, you don't want to blend it for super long, because the creatine and the protein create more of a frothiness if you let it go for a long time. So I always just do quick pulses just to get it mixed in and absorbing into everything, and like basically turning into, not into a powder, whatever you want to call that. And then in order to absorb turmeric, you do need some black pepper. So I am just going to do just 1 little turn. Clean up this mess. And then to make my life easier, I'm going to use that Energize cup I used earlier. Less dishes, you know. That's my smoothie. Doesn't look great, but tastes fine. And I am on supplements right now to help with my vertigo. So I struggle with vertigo. And I have really low iron right now. So I'm working with a functional doctor to bring all of those up. So I'm going to take all my supplements that he has me on for that. And then put my smoothie. So while they are doing this town hall, I am actually going to prep dinner and get that going. I was thinking I wasn't going to be able to make my dad's spaghetti tonight just because it's a lot of ingredients that go in a pan and then it needs to simmer for a while. It is 2 o'clock. This meeting goes until 2:30. So I thought, instead of just sitting here and staring at my computer, I can listen to it and prepare the spaghetti. So I'm going to go do that.
Had me in your possession. Had you swimming inside my affection. But with you, I came second. So I cut off the connection. And now you're calling me.
So the worst part of this recipe is the green olives. So you're going to want to buy green olives that have the pimento in them. And then what you're going to want to do is cut them in half and remove the pimento. And I know that sounds counterintuitive, but just trust me, it's the flavor that those pimento bring to the olives that you need in this recipe. Another thing I recommend is always starting the day with an empty dishwasher, so you can fill this throughout the day with stuff from breakfast or whatever, and it leaves your sink empty so it's ready to go for dinner time, so you're not doing all of that and then trying to get dinner together. So, and I also try to pick up my mess throughout the day, so if I like make something, whatever, I try to clean that all up as I finish it. It maybe adds a couple minutes on, but again, like if it's all just compiling throughout the day, towards the end of the day, it's going to add 10 minutes when you could be breaking it up a couple minutes throughout the day. I am running out of time. My meat is still frozen, but we're going to go with it. So get this going on medium-high heat. I'm going to add in a little bit of extra virgin olive oil to kind of coat the bottom of the pan. To cook our onion down, and then I'm going to put the garlic in. I'm going to be doing 3 big cloves of garlic. I would say about a handful. It's hard to say like, well, 3 cloves because you could get a tiny clove. So then it wouldn't really make sense. But it's 3:15, so I'm just trying to get this going so it has time to simmer and kind of absorb and bring out those flavors. So I'm going to be adding the onion first. So now I am going to add the garlic. So I would say my three cloves of garlic, since those were so massive, are probably equivalent to like 6 cloves of garlic. I do not shy away on garlic in spaghetti recipes or like a marinara or anything like pasta sauce, anything like that, just because I feel like garlic just adds so much flavor to those sauces. So load up on the garlic. And plus, garlic's good for you, so why not? So I'm going to let that go for about 30 seconds to let it get fragrant. And then since this is going to take a little bit to get the meat out, I am going to move this off of the heat. And I just use Sam's organic grass-fed beef. It is literally the best price for organic grass-fed beef. I think it's like $4.96 a pound. Cheapest I found. I also don't recommend doing a lifting exercise and then trying to ground up frozen beef. So I like to saute the onion and the garlic just because I feel like it lets off a lot of flavors. And then once I dump in the beef, I'm like cooking the beef in that flavor. So it's kind of absorbing that. So while I let this cook, I then am gonna throw in the seasoning. So in the seasoning, I have oregano, basil, salt, marjoram. I have no idea how you say it. Marjoram? I believe it's marjoram. I don't know. My dad said this, he just swears by this stuff, and it's just what makes the spaghetti. Parsley and rosemary. So I will toss the seasoning in, and then we'll get that cooking a little bit. And then I will add in the mushrooms and the olives and let that cook for a little bit, and then I'm going to add in all of the sauces. So once that gets in and they get boiling a little bit, I'm going to add in the 2 bay leaves. You always want to add that in really at the end, because you want to make sure that it doesn't break up in your soup, because you want to be able to pull those leaves out at the end, because those are major choking hazards and they should not be consumed. So this is a recipe that I took from my dad. So if you're watching this, Dad, thank you. I don't know where he got this recipe, but he has this amazing spaghetti sauce recipe that I have absolutely loved growing up. So what I've done a lot through my like wellness journey and eating the way I do is I've taken a lot of childhood favorite recipes and basically turned them into a more holistic approach. So for instance, Dad, there's nothing against your recipe, but in the past he used like canned mushrooms, so I just used fresh mushrooms. I chop them up to basically what they would be in a can, and then I just try using basically whole ingredients versus something that you would get in a can. Granted, my tomato sauce is coming in a can. Tomato is a dirty dozen, so I do buy organic tomato sauce. And then that's about it that I've changed. I add a lot of garlic. I add a lot of green olives just because I love the taste of the green olives in this, and I add a lot of green olive juice just because I prefer that taste as well. So I am going to, the meat is browned, if you can see that. So the meat is all brown. I'm going to add in the seasoning. I'm going to let that go for a couple minutes just because I think it brings out so much more flavor. So he usually says a handful of mushrooms. I like to add a ton of mushrooms just to like give it more veggies and my kids more veggies that they wouldn't probably normally eat. So then I take my hamburger, basically masher thing, and I will chop up the mushrooms so they have no idea that there's mushrooms in this. I need to get this done quick because my son's going to be home any minute. I don't want him to know this, so. So can't really tell. And my son has basketball tonight. He has to be up there at 6, so we have to leave here at 5:45. So I need to get this going so he can eat before he goes, because he doesn't get home till about 7:15, and that's just too late for him to eat. So you're doing about 1 can. I'm gonna do 1 can and then see how it looks. So I got 1 cup of water, which I just filled this can halfway to get the remnants of this can out. My little other nifty little trick. I'm sure a lot of people do. So you also need 6 ounces of tomato paste, which I love because you're using the whole can. And you're not just gonna have random things of tomato paste sitting in your fridge waiting to be used. So my kids get a little bit weirded out by the olives. I don't understand why, because I think that was one of my favorite parts of this spaghetti when I was little. But I also love pickles and anything pickled, so. I'm gonna chop it down with this masher, which isn't really working, so whatever, it is what it is. And then you're gonna take olive juice and basically my dad says the marjoram is the star of this. Honestly, I think it's the olives and the olive juice. So I think that's why I love this so much. I'm gonna let this simmer for like, it's 3:30, so I'm gonna let it simmer for probably an hour. And then I will get on getting the pasta together. I'm gonna serve it with some salad and then some gluten-free bread. It wouldn't be my YouTube channel if I didn't forget something in my recipe. 2 bay leaves. Don't forget them. I forgot them for like 15 minutes and then remembered I never put these in. Alright, so there is a couple more things I'm wanting to wrap up with work, so I am going to finish that. Probably log off around 4:30. Then everything should be able to be ready, set on the table, and ready to go by the time my husband gets home with all of the kids, so. So it's 4:30. I am going to get the oven going. I am making a Char's baguette with our dinner tonight. I highly recommend this brand, although the one thing I don't like is that they use a soy protein isolate, I think. Yeah, they use soy protein, which my doctor heavily recommended that I need to stay away from. So This will probably be the last time that we buy this. So instead of like some people just go crazy and they just throw stuff away, I just use up what I have, learn from whatever it is that they say you shouldn't eat or whatever, and then just make better choices next time. So I do know there is like this really good bread brand at Walmart that is gluten-free. I think it's like Good for Life or something. They have a really good roll that I love so much. So I'll just go back to that one. And it was clean. And then I'm gonna get the spaghetti going. I'm gonna get the water boiling. And I'm gonna go take a shower. My son's outside playing basketball. Like I said, he has basketball practice tonight. I have not showered since my workout, so I'm gonna shower, change back into the clothes I was wearing this morning because those are all clean still. And then get everything ready for dinner tonight so it's ready to go when everyone gets home. Put some salt in your pasta water. Do it after it's boiling. Don't do it before. So I made a Olive Garden dressing. Last week we made the 5 cheese ziti pasta. So I am gonna go ahead and reuse that salad dressing and get that used up. And so because of that, I'm gonna make an Olive Garden salad for my husband and I. And then my son usually just prefers cheddar cheese with ranch. So I'm gonna do that for him. When you make homemade dressings, they will get like this. They will separate out and then they'll get hard on top. All you need to do is just let it sit for a little bit, let it warm up. So I'm gonna set it out now. We're gonna be eating dinner in probably, see, it just takes a little bit of time. We're gonna be eating in probably 30 minutes. So that gives us plenty of time to fix itself. And as much as I know my daughters are probably not going to eat the salad, I still like to put it on their plate to offer it, just in case they get a wild hair up their butt and they decide that they want to try it. It's there for them to try. All right, so for these Olive Garden ones, I am going to do some sliced black olives. I'm just going to have the tomatoes. So for my son, I'm going to set them on the side. Can't forget the pepperoncinis. Oh, my mouth's watering. I love pepperoncinis.
Why?
I don't know.
You love pepperoncinis?
They're so good. Meanwhile, this one. You making yourself comfy? Alright, that wraps up today's video. If you enjoyed today's video, make sure to hit that like button. I hope you stick around to the end to see the list of upcoming videos that I have coming soon as I post videos weekly. And don't forget to subscribe because we would love to have you here. I hope this gave you some ideas, tips, and tricks on how to make your transition from your workday to your home life a little bit easier, and also how you can be able to do little things throughout the day to help you for that, what I call like the 5 to 7 hustle and bustle of life until the kids go to bed. I am sweating, so I'm gonna hurry up and get the food on the table, and that wraps up today's video. So I hope you enjoyed. Be sure to hit that like button if you did. And if you like my videos, share, and hit that subscribe button. See you next week. Bye, guys.
Falling carefree from my worries. Swear that happy is growing on trees. Chasing cheap thrills, out for the kill. Leaving gold footsteps around me. Colors and lines make me tie-dye. Higher than heaven, I'm in the sky. Call me top shelf, carry myself too well. I'm walking around the stairway, straight to all my better days. Looking through rose-colored glasses at all my mistakes. breaking through the ceiling, unfazed. Baby, watch me come alive, come alive. Strike like lightning.